Hey, what's up, guys? This is Tony Tone, the chess side of Seto. Guys, today I'm going to talk to you guys. It's going to be a little different today. Today I'm not going to show you a chessboard. I'm literally sitting in my car thinking about this because I'm always thinking about chess, okay? I'm just a chess maniac fanatic. So I want to talk about today, guys, the distinction, the difference between opening a chess game based on general opening principles and chess theory and chess openings that have all these different names. I want you to understand there's a distinction and a difference, and I'm going to break that down and what that actually means. So, a very long time ago, decades and decades, perhaps hundreds of years ago, chess researchers, chess theoreticians, chess masters, grandmasters figured out in the game of chess that there is a way to establish an opening configuration with your pieces that yields some type of advantage out of it. And through the intense study of chess over a long period of time, they came up with different opening names. So I'm going to give you some examples. And they came up with what's called chess theory, which basically means that if you open a game with this certain sequence of moves, this opening configuration, it will yield you some sort of advantage immediately right out of the opening, out of the first 3, 4, 5 moves, the first 10 moves, the first 12, whatever. And they gave those openings names. The London system, the Ruy Lopez, the Spanish system, the Berlin, the Caro-Kann, the Italian, the English, the Perk defense. I could go on. The Queen's Gambit. A gambit is like a risky something. A gambit means you're taking a risk. You're giving up something to get something in return, some sort of compensation. But what I want to say is that there are so many openings. There's so much opening theory that it's almost impossible to remember it all. And as a chess novice, a chess beginner, somebody who's just a year into the game, a few months, a few weeks, a few days, even a couple years, what I want you to understand is that don't concern yourself with all of these different types of openings because it gets too crazy, too convoluted. It's just too much. And what it does is it leads to memorization, which to me, there's a massive issue in the game of chess, especially in the higher grandmaster levels and tournaments that I don't like. And I love chess. And that is they memorize too much. They can memorize the first 5, 10, 15, 20 moves of an opening because they understand chess openings and they understand chess theory. Well, Bobby Fischer used to talk about this decades ago, back in the 60s and 70s. He would rail against draws and he would rail against memorizations, and he was 1,000,000% correct. Okay? What you need to understand is you need to learn the game based on understanding, gaining a deeper insight and understanding to what you're doing versus memorizing a sequence of moves, especially in the opening of a game, because you don't know what your opponent's going to do. You don't know if, here I am opening with E4 opening, he's playing the King's Indian. I have to go based on what my opponent gives me and vice versa. So let's say I memorize, the first 12 moves of a game of the Ruy Lopez, famous, incredible opening that a lot of high-level chess players use. And I forget the 6th move of the 20 that I memorized. I'm screwed. Okay? It's not about memorization. It's about understanding the concept and the principle inherent in the position. Don't learn as a beginner a bunch of chess openings, a bunch of chess opening names, and chess theory. Save that for later. Later on in your chess journey, chess education, when you become an intermediate level player, when you get more seasoning and experience in the game. To me, it really, I don't know how you say it, really sets you back as a beginner if you're learning all these chess openings and chess theories too early. You're not focusing on what's more important, which is chess principle. Opening a game correctly. I have a video on how to open a chess game, and I basically follow 3 main principles. That's it in an opening of a game, no matter what the opponent throws at me. Control of the center, development of your pieces, and castling. And when you castle early. Why do you castle? King safety. There's nothing more important in the game of chess than the safety of your king. You need to get that king. Not only that, you're getting that rook. You're developing the rook that's stuck in the corner. You're getting him out into the game. So if you try to follow these general chess opening principles in every game you play in the beginning, it doesn't really matter what your opponent plays, because these are solid, tried and true chess principles, chess opening understanding that stand the test of time. I don't have to learn the Perk, the Grunfeld, the Berlin, the Caro-Kann, the Ruy Lopez, the Italian game, the Scotch. It's cool to learn it, but if you don't understand it and why it yields an advantage out of the opening, who cares if you're learning all that stuff? It's just, there's too many to know, too many to name, and too many to memorize, too many to remember. The human mind, unless you're some incredible genius like Bobby Fischer, Paul Morphy, you're not going to be able to remember all that stuff. You just ain't. So focus on what's important, especially as a beginner. Learning chess opening principles. Follow that to a T every single time. Believe me, it will yield you much better results than you, as a beginner and a novice, learning 1,000 different chess openings and their names and their counter attacks and the gambits and chess theory and principle. It will serve you much better, guys. So just, in summary, don't memorize anything. If you have a good memory, great. That will serve you well. I'm not saying not to remember things. What I'm saying is don't memorize something so much that it will become a detriment to you later on in your chess journey, or especially in the beginning. It's more about understanding the game of chess, understanding it at a deeper level, more than your opponent. If you can see deeper than your opponent, if you could calculate deeper than your opponent based on these principles, man, that is incredible. Versus memorizing the entire sequence of moves of the Ruy Lopez, the first 20 moves. What if you forget the third of the 20, or the 15th, or the 6th, or the 9th? You're screwed. If you don't understand what it's about, the memorization will not serve you well. It just defeats the whole purpose. So, guys, I want to leave you with that. I hope I was not as clear as mud, and you understand the distinction and the difference between chess theory, chess openings, and all the names versus just general opening, solid, good foundational chess principles and opening a chess game. There's such a difference, and you must learn that as a foundation to build things upon that later on, and then you'll understand why I'm saying what I'm saying now. So learn it in that order. Don't learn the Ruy Lopez, the Berlin, the Caro-Kann, the Scotch, and then try to understand opening chess principles. No, it must be the opposite. The foundation first, then you build on top of it. Because if you do that the wrong way, you're learning a very fragmented way, understanding this here, little bits, versus learning a solid foundation. And then with your seasoning, time, experience, and practice and repetition, you're building on top of that strong foundation. You're not going to build a building or a house on a weak foundation, and then 6 months into it, the whole damn thing collapses, and you kill the people in the building or the house. I mean, it's got to be a strong foundation first, and then learn all that other stuff later. The tactics and the strategies and the plans and the opening theory. The theory is great. All that is great much later. Not right now. So guys, I'm going to leave you with that. Please follow and subscribe to my YouTube channel, chess.salcedo27. I'm also on Instagram on the chess_Salcedo. I hope you learned a little something today. This is a little different now. At least you get to see my face, because I usually make these videos and you just see a chessboard. But I was just driving around. I parked and I said, you know what? This was just in my brain. I said, let me do a quick video between the distinction between opening theory openings, chess openings, and just general chess principles. Hope you enjoyed. Please understand this. And I'm Tony Tone. I'm out. Peace.